in public health. So working in the federal sector, doing creating wellness strategies for military members. From there, I shifted into creating wellness products in the private health insurance sector, and then moving to products. So today I'm working in product management, where I actually help build the.
That is so amazing. And so I want you all to take note of this. Do you see how she opened it up? And I asked her, what is it that you do? That is what you call an elevator pitch. The number one thing that you will be asked in your life, the number one question is, what do you do? What do you do, or what have you done? So, as we talked about, that this is the powerhouses of the Global Corporate Stage podcast, that's going to be your first question that you're asked for in an interview. So, you see how she opened it up? I would say just a way to just take it up just a bit of a top notch. She could have talked about the numbers of members that she's impacted, because she's impacted a lot of members. Also, too, for you all who may not be aware, because she stated that she works in the healthcare sector, in healthcare, we call them members, that they belong. But then if she worked in technology are users. So you are a user of the platform. And then if she was actually in a service based industry, then it would be customers or clients. That is something that is crucial too. As you think about how to move from various sectors, you need to use the lingo that they have. So I want to thank you so much, Corporate Inspiration, for sharing that with other people today. So, my second question before we go to the resume refresher is, what do you feel was one of the common challenges that took you to break into six figures?
For me, I think it was having a mentor, trying to find someone that was already in a place where I wanted to be, and actually connecting with them so that they can possibly give the roadmap or tips on how I can achieve that next step in my career.
Wow, wow, that's so crucial. So you said that having a mentor helped you with taking it off. And could you go a bit deeper? Like, how did you go about finding that mentor to ensure that you get the right people and understand um like how to go places, how to be able to do things. How did you go about ensuring that you had that particular mentor?
Yes. So initially, I looked inside my organization, inside the company where I was working. Um, there, I wasn't able to find a connection that I felt like I actually could relate to. So I went to LinkedIn, and there you have a face. And I think it was crucial that I was able to look at the different faces that were there and found someone that looks like me, someone with a different, with the same sort of background, because you're able to see what their career looks like. So I found someone, I looked at their past, and I felt that it was similar. And I saw that based on her background and where she was is exactly the path that I wanted to take. So I needed to find someone that, one, looks like me, was a bit relatable, background was the same, because that way she could tell me, hey, the experiences that you need to have can put you in touch with that can get you to that next step. I tried navigating without having a mentor, and was, got the denial, got the rejection emails. Having that mentor was definitely the crucial step that I was missing, because those connections weren't there.
Wow, wow. So I want to highlight this. You said a lot. For those of you who are just joining, welcome to the powerhouses of the global corporate stage. Today we have a corporate inspiration who took her career of working in the private government healthcare sector to now working with one of the big three organizations. And she just talked about what helped to catapult her career from being under six figures to over six figures is having a mentor and using LinkedIn. Y'all know I love LinkedIn. Thank you, LinkedIn, for inviting me to your exclusive event. But using LinkedIn to understand who is in a role that she aspires to be and having to understand like what is needed for that role, what was her careers. So I just want to say thank you so much for that. I know that that's really going to inspire so many people who are looking to get from, being under six figures to being over six figures. I think the biggest question that I have is what is it now that you want? Like, hey, you've hit the six figures. Like, that's the hardest thing for people to do. But now, could you describe to us what is it that you want? What type of career are you looking for? Because for those people who might be on the line and watching this, I have thousands of recruiters that I'm connected to, and even people who are referrals that could potentially help you or someone else. So what type of career are you inspiring to be as the next person as the next person like for your next career opportunity?
In my hopefully the next step, I love healthcare. I would like to say possibly in healthcare, but doing something different. I think having a challenge is definitely crucial because it makes you want to continuously grow, and being able to learn. For me, motivates me to get up and go the next day. Once I know the job and once it becomes a bit redundant, it becomes a bit lackluster. So I am looking for in the next role, yeah, something where I can learn. I am very interested in possibly going to health tech and being in a startup. Um, yeah, I don't know. Like currently in my current position, I was able to launch a few products, and that was very instrumental in giving me that foundation in product management. So I would love to be able to be on the forefront of that in my next career or my next role.
I love that. I love that. So you talked about a lot. What are uh how everyone says a day in the life of? What are three things that you would feel like really just inspires you to do that you wouldn't mind doing every day? Like three top of your things that you would say that you could describe as job duties that really inspires you.
Oh man. I love looking at product insights. Of course, being in the health sector, seeing what new initiatives, what new products, how I can help help the population. Like whether it be the latest fitness app, whether it be early detection of breast cancer, but those different product insights and product innovation, I think to me that is number one. Two, what is it? Looking at those user journeys, the customer experience, that's also forefront. I like being able to be the voice of the customer and saying, hey, these are the pain points that this customer or this user is experiencing, and this is what we can do, or here's my recommendations on how we can reduce the barriers for them. Let's see. Oh man, lovely, this is
Wow,
hard. I
wow.
need
I
one
love
more.
that. I love that. I love that for you. And the role that you're describing sounds like a product manager, because with product managers, they have to understand here are the customers, here as they go on their journey, here's their frustrations. How can we lower that? How can we get them more to use the platform? How can we eliminate these obstacles? And I think that that would be really good to put the strategy piece And you said with startups all the time are looking for product managers. They're sort of like the mini CEOs of the company.
Oh, awesome. Okay, so I guess that's where I need to start focusing my search. Thank you so much for that insight.
Yeah, yeah. And I think just to plug back in on LinkedIn, there are 3 areas of sort of product management for those of you all who are out there and you also have an insight of it. In terms of product manager, depending on the role, you could be a program manager. So, like for Microsoft, they don't have product managers unless you're very technical. So, they're technical product managers, but their product managers are actually called program managers. And then some organization, because of the aspect that you talked about, it's product strategy managers. And then for most of them, it's product manager. So within LinkedIn, when you say that you're open for roles, I strongly suggest that you look at those 3 areas, those 3 roles, as an opportunity for you to look at that. So thank you so much. For those of you all who are just joining in, my name is Lovely Marshall. I am the accelerator for Powerhouses. Welcome to Powerhouses of the Global Corporate Stage podcast. The reason why I created this podcast is because I felt that there were so many corporate inspirations from the admins, the operations, the recruiters, our people team, UX design, so many people who are doing incredible work. But all other podcasts, that's all they highlight are businesses. But what about the people who are truly the corporate inspirations behind the door? And so we are inviting other people to join. So if you are a corporate inspiration, and you want to use this as a mock interview, you see how I'm asking her questions. That's simply what an interview is. A podcast is a great way to help you in being a powerhouse in your interview. So I'm asking her questions. What are you interested in? What got you into this? These are questions that will be asked for you in your interview. What is it that you do? What can you bring to our organization? And so by actually joining the podcast, you'll get 3 benefits. The number one, you'll get tips and insights about how to move your career forward. The second thing is you yourself will learn how to answer and how you respond. And you'll take the ums and the uhs and the likes and the so's out of your speech because you've been able to listen to yourself by being on this podcast. So I truly invite you all connect with me at I am Lovely Marshall on LinkedIn. And just like how she's doing today, you do not have to be on camera. You can just be called the corporate inspiration, get those insights, and be able to grow your career. So, are you ready, corporate inspiration, for us to share your resume and get some insights on what we just talked about, those 3 roles?
Yes, I am ready. Let's move me to the next level.
Okay, cool. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a screen share, and I want to go ahead and move along with it. So are you able to see the screen on your end? And I'm looking on YouTube. Okay, can you all see? I think it's a delay. All right, okay, I'm getting thumbs up. Are you able to see on your end your resume? Hello? Are
Can you hear
you
me?
able to Yeah, I can hear you now. Are you able
Oh,
to
I'm not
see
sure.
on your resume?
Yes, I'm able to see the resume.
Okay, cool. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, and if you all see here, I removed names, information. Again, it's all about that we want to protect you, but you can be able to get insights. So she provided some great things. So she says that she works with Cigna. She has that she's a core product. I think that this is saying that you are a manager, right? So let's just be sure you see how right here it shows that client implementation manager, but it's listed down here. So we'll be sure that everything is one line. What you want the name of your company, and you want who your title is. You want that bold front and center so that way people can be able to do this. I would state to help you with understanding, because if you all see for her roles, she's actually been with Cigna for a very long time. And so to provide enough space, you actually can just do one big one. So you started with Cigna back in 2015. So you
Yes.
literally can just do this like this, 2015 to present. Let's remove that to give you more space and remove this, because honestly, what you did before, it doesn't really matter. It's letting us know, hey, I've been with Cigna for this long. This is the roles and the opportunities that I've been able to do with Cigna. We can remove those dates so that way your first page can all be about Cigna. Now, she has this stuff here, which will probably be on the second page, considering that we removed her personal information. But the first page, that's all they need to see. Wow, right here. Because remember, the recruiter gets 8 seconds, if that. Wow, she's been with Cigna for almost 10 years now. That's letting me know that this client is loyal. But not only has she been with Cigna, she's been promoted to various opportunities. So great job on doing that. I love that she did that. So for those of you all who are like, how do I structure my resume? This is a great way to ensure that you can give all the insights without doing that. So just want to celebrate her for doing this. Now, let's start out with some of the words that she used. Do you see that she said that she championed the growth and she refined sure fit and local plus products? Two things here though. If I'm not in healthcare, I don't understand what sure fit is. I don't understand what local plus product is. So that may be something that you use in terms of the internet to say what the sure fit product is. A second thing about this is you use numbers. Use numbers. So you're telling me that you're driving a 15% surge in customer adoption. But what was the numbers? Did we go from 3,000 to 50,000? Did we go from 20 to 27,000? Being sure to provide those numbers, I would say, is a great thing for you to just sort of enhance your resume. But I love this. I love that the words that you're using, she's using powerhouse words, solidifying market position in the first year. So I honestly would say that you should do champion the growth, have that in bold, remove this part because no one simply like understands that. Put this, no, like keep it, but don't have it in bold, because again, you want them to pick out numbers. So champion growth within the first year, 15%. I would just say add that number, because you're telling me 15%, but what is that number? I want the from to the to. I think that that's a really, really great thing. Pioneered. Do you see this? She didn't say, I worked with. Pioneered. These are powerhouse words. Pioneered the launch. So we're going to get rid of that because it says launched, but pioneered the launch of Pathwell Bone and Joint. And do you see this? Do you see this? This says a cutting edge feature. So you see here is just telling me the products, but she's letting us know here, what is this Pathway Bone and Joint? A cutting edge feature that streamlined care coordination. Kudos to you. This is amazing. I think that honestly should be the piece. So remove the bold here, put
Okay.
the bold here, this cutting edge feature that streamlined, that's where the bold should be. That this feature really helped to streamline it and slashed. Did you all see that slash surgical readmissions by 10%? I think that this is incredible, incredible, credible. Set a new standard. She just said so much within this. I think to break it down a bit more, this surgical readmissions by 10%, explaining why this was so bad. So we slashed surgical readmissions that was a costly initiative by leadership. Something like that really helps to do it. I love this setting a new standard. I think that this is great, but we want to, how your resume, you wanted to read is, what did I do? What was the results? And how did this outcome impact the business? So what she did was she pioneered it. And she even explained what this product was. The result was 10%. But how did it impact the business? Remember, you want to have that impact that you have for the business. And I think that that is really, really great. You did amazing when it comes to that. This $100 million product portfolio is great. But I want to know the how in that one. Okay, well, how did you do this? This exceptional results, what does that mean? What does that mean in terms of like explaining what did you do? So I'm gonna pause for a moment and can you give us insights about like what it is that you did in terms of this $100 million plus product portfolio? Because I want to give them more insights into that.
Of course. Let's see. So when we initially did our business case for the portfolio,
Mm-hmm.
we just set a standard for my products. So for my products,
Mm,
we only thought that for the members that would be coming in, that there would only be 20,000 members that would come onto that would choose a new product for the upcoming year. But that number actually, did I say 2 or 20? It should have been 20,000, but that number actually doubled. So that's how come we were able to exceed our standards, because we had only expected 20,000 members to come on board and choose and adopt the new product, but we ended up getting over 40,000, doubling our expectations.
wow. So that sentence that you just stated, through the pioneers of what you did, because yeah, it exceeded it, but it exceeded it because you did the legwork.
Okay.
So expectation was less than this number. We doubled it by this amount. And I think that that really speaks to what you just said because it takes the guessing game out of, wow, she really is someone to do it. Remember, we don't want to do the filler words. Everyone says they exceeded something, they did this. So they want to know, like, what was the thing that you did to exceed it. So I think what you just shared, because this is going live, definitely go back and listen to this and write that as a part of the update for your resume. I think that that was really great. I stopped sharing for a moment because I wanted to bring it back where we came in. And for those of you all who are just joining, this is the Powerhouses of the Global Corporate Stage podcast, where we invite corporate inspirations from the global stage. So if you're in UK, if you are in Australia, South America, South Africa, we want to invite you on this stage. I don't care if you are the janitor, the admin, the executive assistant, the product managers, program manager, whatever you are. I want to invite you to come on the podcast where you will be able to get insights and then also be able to share with the world about what do you do on how the world continues to run. Because yes, Jeff Bezos, Steve Jobs, Microsoft, They're all incredible, but it's the people who are doing the day to day, these corporate inspirations who are inspiring us all. That is the one. So, as we're getting ready for 2025, we're doing a resume refresh. She shared some insights about what her passion is, and we determined that the three roles that would be best ideal, because in different industries and different companies, they use the word product management differently. So she's going to look at roles through LinkedIn called product strategy, product management, and program manager as a way to ensure that she gets all of the insights that LinkedIn has as a way to apply. So, really, really excited. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Wanted to just be able to share you and catch you up on what we have. And she opened it up. We did some interview questions. So it was sort of like a mock interview. Just wanted to kind of catch you all up to date. We're going to go back for the last 5 minutes, give some more insights about her resume. She has a very strong resume. But again, we just want to make you all a powerhouse. It's taking you all from being overlooked and undervalued to highly paid powerhouses. And we're doing that through various insights. So we're going to go ahead and share this corporate inspirations resume. Again, I'm going to go deeper into what we had. So here is her next point. We already talked about how we are going to just put that she's been at Cigna for this long, that she's been able to move things. Here, this is what I love. So she said, led a complex account implementation for large clients. I would say, shameless plug here, do some of the large clients. So without releasing sort of NDAs, you can be able to say, I led it for the University of Tallahassee. That's a long client. Or I led this for HP. I led this for this. You can do a shameless plug here without doing like NDAs. You're not going to say it was this employee who was the VP and they had hospital concerns and they had this. But when you say large clients, put those words out there. Again, we talk about SEO optimization. If one of your large clients is Amazon or Ace Hardware or what's the biggest grocery store, Walmart, list those things because it's letting you know that, wow, she did this for Walmart. Remember, I have 8 seconds to rate this. So things that popped out is this, wow, this over 10,000 employees. That's cool. To again, make you from overlooked and undervalued, put us to powerhouse. State maybe what was one of those names of those large clients, and you're not doing like any NDA, anything, because you're not talking about, hey, the CEO had this, the CEO had that. But that would be a really great way to state this. So for myself, when I worked for a healthcare organization, I worked with the University of Houston. The University of Houston is huge because they have the best business schools. They have so much. So without talking about like what was all in the NDA, it was a great way to say like, wow, she works with universities. She's done this, she's done that. I didn't tell you who the dean was that I worked with, who was that, but it was really able to say like, hey, I provided this insight. So I definitely would say that is a really great way. And something also to notice, all of her other lines are within that 2 line. So if you look, most of your bullet points needs to be within a 2 line minimum. This one has 3. And so I would say figure out a way that we can remove one of these words in order to do it. So maybe we say ensuring. I was trying to stop it. You know that this is live when you sneeze.
Bless
I'm
you.
gonna erase that. What are we doing? But ensuring seamless transactions on maybe we do if the best part is the exceeding client expectations, then we do the we remove the insurance. So maybe we say serving as a key liaison between clients